Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the DAG Show podcast, and I'm your presenter, Nazari. Today, we're gonna go deeper inside the story of Champion Kiev football, my Ukrainian club, my second club. It's episode number 8. Let's get it. So, in a previous episode, I already told you guys about my story from the first Ukrainian football club from Bushot Kiev, and then I told you that I went to Champion Kiev, my second club, second football school actually in Kiev. I was like 10, 11 years old back there, and it was pretty big step in my football career. It was, I guess, one of the biggest changes in my sport career because it happened unexpected. We didn't really understood the problem of leaving my previous club, so it was a little bit strange, and personally I was upset. I was a little bit sad because we had one of the best teams in Kiev, and now I have to leave the club and I have to choose another one and start everything just from the beginning. And I had no idea about my new club. I knew only the thing that there are a few players who played with me in Voshod Kiev, but I didn't have any information about my new club. So I get there, it was my first training. Yes, I was a little bit upset and a little bit nervous because yes, it's new people, it's new coach, it's everything actually is new. But I met my friend there. We talked a lot, we laughed, so I tried to be near to him for a whole time for my first week, I guess, to be more comfortable, to be more sure about myself, about my game, and of course to have someone who can motivate you, who can just help you to get in contact with other players, or just yes to feel yourself more comfortable around in a new club. My first month, I guess coach wasn't really impressed about my skills. I can tell you now exactly that I didn't really like that first coach there. He wasn't really as good as my previous coaches. He was not that serious. He had really a house in his team. He had a house in yes, he had houses himself actually, so it wasn't the best coach that I had. But still, I can tell you one more time, I didn't stop with football. I didn't give up. I stayed really motivated. I wanted to get to the first team because I started my football journey in this new club in third team, as I already said in my previous episodes. So there were 3 teams in that football school, and I get third one because I was like new player. They had no idea about me, about my previous games and stuff. So I had to start from there. I had to train a lot. I had to make better communication with new players. I had to make contacts, so to become a team player, to become a part of that team, so I can feel myself more comfortable and I can motivate other players to become more confident, to become more like one team, like one family. Because for me it was really important at that time, and still I guess it's the main thing of football, that it's a team sport. It's players who are together, it's players who are respect each other, players who motivating each other, speaks a lot, and players who are just becoming one big machine who plays against other team. Because actually the communication is key to everything, I guess. In a team sport, the main thing, because without communication, your team is not gonna get quite a good results. Because most of the time, without a good communication, the team players becoming like crazy. They become unrespectful. They beginning to arguing with each other. They beginning to make a little problems for team and for themselves. So back to me, back to my football, and I started in third team. We had, yes, of course, we had trainings, we had matches, but the level of football wasn't really good there in the third team. So as I already said, I had to work outside of the field. I had to work a lot on my right foot. I had to work on my physical conditions, and within a few months I get to second team. They played really better football. They played with better qualities, and the players were more confident. They were more. They looked like a team actually. Not. It wasn't present in the third team. And at that time, I can tell you now that I have tried to play on different positions. But most of the time, I guess I played as defender. But still, I tried to play the striker for like 3 or 4 weeks. It was at winter. Yes, it was winter time, and the coach tried me on a new position, on a striker position, but it wasn't really good. It wasn't really great because I guess my weak side is really the short sprints. So I have good conditions. I can run on a long distance, but like the short sprints, the first one, two, or yes, well, like first, second, are not really my things. So we within 2 months, I tried the position of central midfielder, and I guess it was better than the striker because I had vision of the field, I had good passes, and I had a good coaching qualities. So I tried to improve myself. I tried to improve my weak foot, my right foot, and long passes. And then I guess within 1 year, I get a message from my coach that I am now a player of first team. It was amazing because that's a nice situation, that's a funny situation because at that moment I was landing on a plane from vacation trip, and that was the first thing that came up on my phone, and I was like, whoa, wait, is this a group of first team? It can be true. But it was true, and it was summertime, it was like end of August. So the new season is coming, and I'm ready for my new journey, for my journey in a new team. And yes, I can tell you that it was a new team because there is a big difference between second team and the first team. So, and at that time we just changed our like football to 11 against 11, because before that we played 8 against 8, I guess, like something like that. And that summer it was our first tournament. We went to another city in Ukraine. I cannot remember it anymore, but it was the the biggest failure of the year. We lost every single match at that tournament. Oh no, no, but once it was a draw. I guess it was like 1-1 or something. But the other matches we just lost everything. And then I can tell you why, because first of all, it was our first tournament when we had to change the tactics, we had to change everything, because we played like 7 against 7 for 3 years, and now it's just within a few weeks we had to change everything. Our physical conditions, they weren't really ready for that pressure, because the field became bigger. We had a new tactics. We had to run more. We had bigger zones to play. So yes, and the second thing is actually that other teams on a tournament, they were older than us. Our team, they were like 2 years older, so they already had an experience in 11 against 11, and they just crashed us every single match. We were knocked down every day. We had like two games per day, and we were knocked down every single day on the tournament. But it wasn't a big deal for us, because we it was clear that the opponents are older, the opponents have already experience in that tactics, in that type of football. So it was nice, it was fine. For us it was really important experience at that time, because that season we started in a high league of Ukraine. At that moment it was the best league of Ukraine, so it was pretty important to get ready for our new season in the highest level of Ukrainian football at that time. So I can't really tell you that anymore that it was a failure. It was failure as a place, as a results, but as an experience it was pretty important. It was really excited for most of us, because there came a few more new players, and that played also a good role in my choosing of position, because I decided to play on the left side, left back, left. We had a tactic with 3 defenders, so I had to play like left back, and I guess I did it good. I did it good enough, so I stayed on that position, and the season started. But still, we hadn't really team play. Because of like changing in a team, changing its tactics. There came new players, so the first games, they were really difficult for us, for as a team, and for us as a players. So our coach decided to go to Poland on another tournament to get more experience, to try new tactics. So we went there and it was pretty good tournament. We liked it a lot. We met a new friends. And the coach. What was the most important? The coach decided to change our first 11, and that decision was really important because for the rest of the season it was the our start 11 like for the rest of the season actually, and it was a good decision. Following me, it was a good decision. And at that moment I was already in the main 11, so I was like, oh my god, within 1.5 year I became the main player of Champion Kiev's first team. It's quite a short time for that result. I know that my previous team was one of the best, but still there is a big difference between 5 against 5 and 11 against 11. So I did a big step. I did a good job. Did I don't think that I did my best, but I did almost everything to get to the first team, and dream came true. I realized my dream and I was proud of myself. My parents were proud of me. They liked my game. They liked the way I played. And it was just the beginning of my big story of Champion Kiev that I'm gonna tell you now. So our first season, it was really difficult because that's the highest level teams, that's professional academies against us. So we had to get more experience. We had to change our training process. We had just to get more serious, to get every training more serious, to get like one team, all the players together. That was the main thing, I guess. We had all our coach said like the whole time, use your mouth, just communicate on the field, try to help each other, try to motivate each other, and you're gonna do it because there is nothing impossible. So my second season was pretty better. It was more interesting. We had a lot of achievements. We visited twice a year Utmost Cup in Vinnytsia, in another city of Ukraine, and we always were like in top 5 or even top 3. So at that time we were becoming like better and better team until the perfect, and we had an opportunity to play in Ukrainian Cup. We've done the perfect group matches. We won almost everything, and then it was time for playoff matches. In 1/4, we won a home game against Mariupol. Mariupol is one of the greatest football academies in Ukraine. That's top academy, top level, top quality players, and we were shocked. We were nervous. We were shocked, but we won that match. It was home match. We won that match with 2 goals. We were amazing. That match was perfect. It was unbelievable because we didn't expect it from ourselves. It was incredible, the team play, our motivation, and our opponents were just really scared. They were in panic. they had big trouble. And then comes time for half final, and we already knew our opponent. It was Dnipro, and we had to play against them, I guess, on a neutral field or on our field. The match was planned on Saturday, and it was our big chance to show ourselves to Ukrainian academies, to show us ourselves just to Ukrainian top football. And I could remember every single moment from Thursday, because before I went to bed I was preparing for my tests, school tests, about just some subject. I cannot remember it anymore, but it was really long preparing time, and I went to bed. I'm sleeping, and I can hear like the voice of my mother and the voice of my brother, and I'm looking at my room and they are just running around, try to, I don't know, to choose the clothes for something. I'm like, what are you guys doing? It was like 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm still like in dizzy position. I'm like, what is going on? It's 6 a.m. I have school. Don't make so much noise. And they told me the war is started. And at that moment, the first thing that I was thinking about was, oh, hell no. We have no match this weekend. We're not gonna play our half final anymore because that was a sign from God. I don't know from whom, but we get that sign, and it said no football for you guys for like 4 or 5 months anymore. So just forget about it and think about war, think about problems, think about your clothes and stuff, because you're gonna leave your country. And personally, I have nothing to say. It's so stupid. It's so, I have no words to say. That was actually my last day in Kiev until the New Year holidays. So yes, that the memories, that the big story, and I hope I'm gonna be able to tell this story to my kids, or they gonna listen to my podcast as like as you guys. And I wish you all are doing great and you don't have the war in your country, or you're not gonna have any in your country. So that was the ending of my, let's say, football journey in Champion Kiev. Yes, it ended so sad, it ended so really stupid, really dumb, and I cannot really describe it in either way. Yes, that's it. That just the most stupid ending of my Ukrainian journey, Ukrainian football career. And it was episode number 8. I hope you liked it. You liked my story about Ukrainian football, about my small journey from the third team to the first team, about my improvements, about my motivation. I hope I can once motivate you to not to give up and to do your best to get to your dreams and goals. I wish you all luck and happiness, and I see you next week in episode number 9. Love you. Ciao.
Not the first, like the